Obi-Wan Episode 6 is currently available on Disney Plus right now, and this time around, Obi-Wan is trying to help this crew of people try to escape the Empire, and the last resort of action for him is to take on Darth Vader head on as a distraction for everyone, including Leia, to escape. Reva is now at Tatooine trying to kill Luke Skywalker, while Obi-Wan is going to finally have his confrontation with Darth Vader and reconcile his entire past within this episode. Now, we know that Obi-Wan, Aunt Beru, Luke, and Uncle Owen are all going to survive because episode 4 is a thing, a new hope right here. And so the tension there is kind of not there because you know they're going to survive in any and no matter how tense the situation might be, you know they're going to live through. We just are anticipating how. And so, yeah, the tension is automatically not as prevalent here because it is a prequel. But like with the other prequels, I tend to ignore that aspect and just focus on the story being told and how well presented it is. And just focus on it as its own thing like I haven't seen anything else. In that way, I was able to thoroughly enjoy this episode. This is probably my second or favorite episode of the entire series. This and the previous one have been the two best episodes. I loved how this series got better over time. The only problem I have with this entire series overall was with Reva's character. She felt very stilted. You kind of know which direction they're going to take her, and they do take her that direction. It's not that surprising. And even her conclusion of her character arc kind of felt lacking. And I think that's because the character's writing wasn't that strong, and I was not able to latch myself onto this character as well as with all the others. And so I did not really care for her all that much, and I did not care about her uh, redemption. And not to say that what they did with her is awful, but I felt like it was a bit standard what they did with her. And I'm going to go into spoilers here, so yeah, spoiler warning. She tried to kill Luke Skywalker, attacks his home. His aunt and uncle try to defend Luke. Luke escapes as she catches up with Luke and doesn't kill him. And already the tension is lacking because you know Luke is going to survive. And this is going to be her redemption because episode 4 happens. Because this plot line is really backed up by the next film, I just did not really care. And so in that aspect, her character just fell apart for me, and I did not care about her at all. Not ignore the controversy around her as a character. I just did not really care for all that much, and I find her to be my least favorite character of the entire show. That being said, everything else about this episode is awesome. What they did with Uncle Owen, Aunt Beru, and Luke are pretty good. The ending is bittersweet, and I'll get to that in a bit. But the entire fight that we get and the build up to it, it was just awesome. I love this final confrontation. When Obi-Wan eventually had to leave everybody and he says goodbye to the characters we've seen in the episodes of before, and we get to see him finally confront Vader. It was just cathartic, and I was hoping that I did not retcon anything. It added a bit new meanings to some dialogue that have been said in the next film, and so in many ways, I could now see what Darth Vader was saying when I left the I was but a learner. And you can see that here because in the start, Vader was wrecking Obi-Wan. Like, he was still ruthless to him, but Obi-Wan manages to have the strength to keep fighting and beat Darth Vader. And I gotta say, the choreography in this fight was just awesome. The way it was shot, it was lit, the way it was edited around. It was probably the best fight in this entire series. And I loved it. I was still worried about the fight because some of the other fights in the series have not been as strong, but they got better over time. But episode 5 was like an appetizer for what I could have expected. This is everything I want. The cinematography was beautiful. The location was epic. The music and score was on point. And the ending when they pulled from Rebels a little bit with the helmet getting parts of it broken, and you could see Vader's eye, Anakin's eye, and you could hear a bit of both Anakin and Vader at the same time, like the voices of James Earl Jones and Hayden Christensen melt together in the distorted voice. That was awesome to see. I love this ending, and when Obi-Wan eventually goes back to Tatooine to save Luke, that's when we get the Reva thing, and I already talked about that. A few days passed on. Obi-Wan meets Leia again, says goodbye to her, and gives her a very inspirational speech about who Anakin and Padme were, without saying that Anakin is Darth Vader. Then he goes to meet Luke and finally says hello there, and finally decides to let Luke become a kid and not focus on him training, waiting for the exact moment. And when Obi-Wan goes off to live by himself, he is met by Qui-Gon Jinn's ghost, who walks with him in the desert. And that's the ending of the episode. I love it. This was awesome. I am very much satisfied with this episode. Except for the Reva stuff. I don't care about all that. That's my least favorite aspect of this show. But overall, everything else has started off slow, but I was rewarded a whole lot when I was able to keep myself engaged watching. And overall, I had a really good time this show. It would have been a B minus or B at first, but as time went on, it gradually went up to a B plus for me. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please leave a like, subscribe, comment, and I will see you guys next time.